Have you ever wondered why some people make a lot of money on KDP while other people just lose a bunch of money? Well, here's why. It's because they don't understand this simple concept. So KDP is like a puzzle. This is a puzzle. It has all these little pieces that you need to put correctly. If you put all these pieces correctly, then you will succeed. It will be very, very, very hard for you to not succeed. But here's the thing. Most people are going to skip out on this step, skip out on this step, maybe not spend a lot of money on this step, and maybe they'll just kind of put a little bit of effort into the other steps. And maybe these two steps they put in the most effort in. Well, the only way you can actually get KDP to work and for you to actually make a really good income from it is if you do all the steps correctly. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in this video. So here's the thing, if you're trying to sell a book to a customer, you need to understand the customer journey first. Because if you can understand how the customer operates, what they do and how they think and what they're looking for, then you can give them exactly what they need. You can give them exactly what they're looking for. So first you need to understand the customer journey. And what's step one of the customer journey? Step one is they actually need to find your book. What they're going to do is they're going to type in on Amazon something, looking for a book that you made, not looking specifically for your book, but they're going to type in the keywords that are related to your book. And your responsibility is to get your book to show up. Now, how do you do that? How do you make your book show up? The only way your book is going to show up is if you have the correct SEO. If your SEO is bad, and most people out there, their SEO is really bad. They just completely skip the SEO. They don't even care about it. If your SEO is bad, your book is never going to show. Let's say this is the Amazon page. You have your book here, look inside, and it has your title, subtitle here, and you have your description here, the buy button, then maybe you have A+ content down here, and you have reviews down here, and blah, blah, blah. What Amazon is going to do is they're going to look at the title and it's going to say, what keywords can I get from this title to understand what this book is? Because when you put a brand new book on Amazon, Amazon just sees the book. It doesn't know what the book is. It's a computer. So the only way it can figure out what your book is by looking at your title, looking at your description, looking at your A+ content text. So any text on your Amazon page, Amazon is going to read it. Why is it going to read it? Because it's trying to find the keywords that you're using constantly throughout your listing. Because if it can look at the keywords that you're using the most, Amazon's going to say, oh, this book uses the word cookbook 20 times throughout the listing. This must be a cookbook. That's how Amazon works. So if you know that Amazon is constantly reading your title, subtitle, description, it's reading your backend keywords. That's how it reads what your book is, and it tries to find keywords and search terms to see where it's going to show your book on Amazon. So if you have a vegetarian cookbook and you have the search term vegetarian cookbook in your title, in your description, in your A+ content, and in your backend keywords, then Amazon is going to say, oh, this book has to be a vegetarian cookbook. So guess what? When someone types in vegetarian cookbook, what is Amazon going to do? It's going to say, hey, you know what? Someone typed in vegetarian cookbook. This brand new book, I found the word vegetarian cookbook 7 times in its listing. Let me just show this book and see what it does. So it's going to show your book in front of the customer that searched for it. What's the second thing the customer is going to do? Well, they search vegetarian cookbook. Your book came up because you have the correct SEO. What are they going to do next? Well, they're going to click on it. Why are they going to click on it? Because it's what they're searching for. It's the book that they're searching for. It pops up. Oh, this looks like exactly what I want to buy. Let me click on it and see. Now, how do you actually get that click? When you get that click, if you're relevant. So if you have a vegetarian cookbook and you have the keywords vegetarian cookbook all throughout your listing, and you are actually selling a vegetarian cookbook, it's very, very likely that you're going to get the click because you're relevant. But it's not just about the keywords. In order for you to get the click, you need to have a really, really good book cover. Why do you need a good book cover? Because the more attractive your book cover is, the more professional, the more high quality it is, the more likely you are to get the click. You can have very little reviews, but if your book cover is amazing, you will get clicks. It's very hard for someone to not click on a book cover that makes them go, oh, that looks interesting. You need an amazing book cover. But here's why it's even more important. When Amazon shows your book, it's trying to see if your book is actually relevant. So it shows your vegetarian cookbook in front of a person that searches vegetarian cookbook, and then Amazon is waiting to see, is this person going to click on the book or not? If they're not going to click on the book, they're thinking, oh, this isn't a vegetarian cookbook. This is terrible. Let me just push it down the rankings. So you're losing the clicks, but you're also losing the rankings. So you're going further and further down the pages. But guess what? If you have a really, really good book cover, then what Amazon is going to see is, wow, I put this vegetarian cookbook in front of someone that searched vegetarian cookbook and they clicked on it. So if they clicked on it, it means that it was exactly what they were searching for. So if it's exactly what they're searching for, then that means it's relevant. And if it's relevant, your book will go higher and higher on the rankings. So great, your book is findable, and then you have an amazing cover and it's clickable. Now, another thing you can do to make your book more clickable is to have an amazing title. If you have a really good title, your book is going to instantly be more clickable by having your USP and all of that. We talked about it in previous videos. You can go ahead and watch those. But if you have your title and you have a good amount of reviews as well, then you will get a click. If you have a really good book cover, a really good title, and you have a few reviews, obviously the more reviews the better, then you will get the click, and Amazon is going to see that you're relevant. So you're findable, then you're clickable, and now what the customer's going to do is they're going to scroll through your listing. Why they're going to scroll through your listing? Well, they're looking at some very, very important things. When they're scrolling, they're looking to see, is your book actually good? Is it going to solve their problems? Is it what they're looking for? How do they figure this out? Well, first of all, as soon as someone clicks on a book, they scroll down to the reviews. It's been proven that people click on the book, they scroll down to the reviews, and then they go back up, and they might read your description, A+ content, and everything else. But reviews are first. Now, I'm not saying everyone does this, but the majority of people do. There's not many people that are going to click on a book and not read the reviews to figure out if they're going to make a decision. People are like sheep. They want to see what other people are doing, and they're going to follow what other people are doing. So if other people are saying this book is amazing, it's the best book in the world, they're going to buy it. If everyone's saying this book is the worst book in the world, they're not going to buy it. Super simple. If the reviews are good, what else are they going to look at? Well, they're going to look at the A+ content, because this is going to give them the opportunity to make a more informed decision on whether they should buy your book or someone else's book. So if you have A+ content, that's really, really good, because it makes your book seem a lot more valuable than if you didn't have A+ content. So you have the reviews, you have the A+ content, and people see it and they like it. Now here's what most people get wrong. They think after they clicked on your book and scrolled through your listing, they think they immediately buy. But buying is not actually the next step. Buying is the last step. There's a step right here that everyone seems to ignore. And this is the step that's actually going to make you a lot of money. And it's going to make Amazon love your book. And if Amazon loves your book, it pushes you high in the rankings. It really, really helps you. Amazon is amazing. If you give Amazon a really good book and you do these steps correct, if you do the SEO correct and the cover correct and you have reviews and A+ content, Amazon will love you. And here's why. Because the only thing Amazon cares about is money. Amazon cares about money. Now, which books make the most amount of money? Well, the books that make the most amount of money are the books with the highest conversion rate. Now, what's conversion rate? Conversion rate is based on the clicks. If you get 100 clicks and out of those 100 clicks, 10 people buy, then you have a 10% conversion rate. So conversion rate is how many people, the percentage of people that buy after they clicked on it. The higher the percentage, the more people buy your book after clicking on it. Now here's the thing, if you don't have a good book cover, you're not going to get the clicks. But we already established that you do have a good book cover, so you're going to get 100 clicks. If you have 0 reviews and no A+ content, you might have like a 5% conversion rate. So Amazon's going to see that and be like, the conversion rate is very low, let's not push it up in the rankings, because it's not going to make us a lot of money. If you have 10 reviews, let's say, you can probably push that conversion rate up to 10%. Now Amazon is thinking, you know what? The conversion rate is not bad. Let's push it a little bit higher because it does make us a little bit of money. A lot of people that are clicking on it are buying. Now, if you have A+ content as well, then you could probably push that conversion rate up to 15%. Now, this is when Amazon is like, wow, the conversion rate for this book is really good. Let's keep pushing it up and up the rankings because it's making us more and more money. Give it more clicks so it can give us more money. Now, as your reviews grow, so will your conversion rate. Now, here's why conversion rate is so important, because this secret step that customers take is actually comparison. And it's what Amazon does with your book as well. When you publish a brand new book, Amazon is comparing your book with all the other books in that niche. And what is it looking at? It's looking at your conversion rate. So let's say you're publishing a how to draw book. Here are your 4 competition. These are the 4 biggest books in the niche. And this is your book. This is your brand new book that you just published. This guy has a 17% conversion rate. This guy has a 10% conversion rate. This guy has a 3% conversion rate. This guy has an 8% conversion rate. Now, what a customer is going to do at this point is they found your book, they clicked on it, they scrolled through it, they saw the reviews and the A+ content, and then now it's in the back of their mind. What they're going to do is they're going to say, let me see what other books are available in the niche. Let me compare this book to the other ones. Now, if you looked at my market research video, you're going to understand exactly how to make sure you completely destroy your competition. If you haven't seen it, you can go click on the thing that just popped up now. Go and watch that, because you're going to be able to completely annihilate all your competition. Even if the customer compares your book to the other books in the niche, you're still going to win if you go watch that video. So they're going to go and compare your book to all the other ones in the niche. If your book is better, then they're going to buy. If your book is not as good, then they're not going to buy, because they only want to buy the books that are good. No one wants to buy anything that's bad. bad. If you're getting a bunch of clicks and no one's actually buying, it's because your book is not as good as the ones that are already out there. People are just buying other books. They're not searching for your book, clicking on your one, and then not buying any books. If they're searching for a how to draw book and they click on your one and they don't buy, it's because they bought another how to draw book, which is even better than your one. Now back to Amazon. Amazon does the same thing that the customer does, but they're not looking for which one Amazon wants to buy. They're looking at which one Amazon thinks is going to make the most amount of money. If someone searches how to draw, and then these are the top 4 books, and you publish a brand new book, the only thing Amazon cares about is this new book going to make me money? And how does it know if it is? Well, it looks at your conversion rate. So if you have 0 reviews, let's say your conversion rate is 7%, where is it going to place you on the search results? Is it going to place you higher than this guy with 17%? No. Is it going to place you higher than the 10% guy? No. Is it going to place you higher than the 7% guy? No. It's probably going to place you below or the same. Now this guy is 5%. I think it's 5. I don't know what I wrote there. But let's say this guy's 5%. Will he place you higher than this guy? Yeah, he will place you higher than this guy. So when you go and search Amazon, this is the Amazon page, and then here is a search bar, and then you have book 1, book 2, book 3, and book 4. This guy here is this guy here, 17%. This guy here is this guy here, 10%. This guy's 10%, this guy's 17%. This guy is 7%. And then this is you with 7%, because Amazon ranks you based on your conversion rate. If you want to have a higher ranking, you need to increase your conversion rate. So you have your reviews and you have your A+ content, you have a bunch of things you can do to increase your conversion rate. Let's say you managed to increase your conversion rate and you made it 11%. Well, then what is Amazon going to do? They're going to say, oh, you know what? This book has a higher conversion rate. This is you right here. Has a higher conversion rate than this book right here. So it's going to take you and put you up here. You get me? This guy's going to be below. This guy is going to go back here and you're going to go up here. But you have an 11% conversion rate. So what's Amazon going to do? Oh, you have a higher conversion rate than this. That means you make more money per clicks. If this guy gets 100 clicks, he gets 10 sales. If you get 100 clicks, you get 11 sales. 11 sales is going to make Amazon more money, depending on the price and whatever. But it's going to make Amazon more money. So it's going to push you higher than this guy. But guess what? This guy is still a 17% conversion rate. So the only way you're gonna be number one is if your conversion rate is higher than the guy that's already out there. Which is why when you look at this, the conversion rate is the most important, but you cannot have a good conversion rate if your customers are not gonna find you first, which is why you need very good SEO. That's the first puzzle piece. Now, even if you have very good SEO, your conversion rate doesn't matter if you're not getting any clicks. And for you to get clicks, you need a really, really good cover. And there's a second puzzle piece. Now, even if you have an amazing cover and someone clicks on your book, you're not going to get the sale if you don't have any reviews, because you don't have social proof. And also, you're not going to be able to show the value of your book if you don't have A+ content. So people are not even going to consider buying from you if you don't have reviews and A+ content. But if you do, great. That's the third step. You manage to make yourself an option in their mind. Now you need to turn yourself from an option to an actual sale. And the only way you can do that is by beating the competition, because they're going to compare your book to everything else out there. If your book is not as good, it's very, very hard for you to actually get the sale. But if your book is better than everyone else, then you're going to get the sale. And if you get the sale, you get the conversion. Sale is conversion. And the more conversions you get, the higher your conversion rate. And the higher your conversion rate, the higher you're going to rank for the keywords that you have added in your SEO. Now, let's say the cover is amazing. You did a good job with the cover. You spent a good amount of money on the cover, and that money is represented in the quality of the cover. Well, then you can't just go and publish a book and not try and get some reviews. I don't care how you get reviews, but as soon as your book is published, you better get reviews fast. Now, the first month is the most important month. If you don't get reviews in the first month, everything else collapses. Your conversion rate is going to be so low, Amazon is not going to care about your book anymore. You can still revive your book, but it's just a lot more effort. While you're getting reviews, you better go get some A+ content. Why? Because it's just going to increase your conversion rate. Whether you like it or not, it will. Well, there's no point in getting an amazing cover if you're going to have really bad A+ content. So you better make sure your A+ content is really, really good as well. Now, once you've done all of this, the comparison is where you're going to figure out if someone's going to buy your book or not. If you do the correct market research, like I told you in the market research video, you will beat the competition. People are going to buy your book, whether you like it or not. And when they buy, your conversion rate will go up. And when your conversion rate goes up, so do your sales, so do your reviews, so do your rankings, so do your index keywords. So yeah, I hope this explanation makes a little bit of sense. I know I'm not the best at explaining this, but I hope you find this valuable. And if there's anything else you want me to cover, just leave a comment down below. So yeah, good luck.